Hi everyone, welcome to my third upholstery video. In this video I will be upholstering a leather design chair. Let's get started. First we're going to measure the entire chair to determine how much leather is needed. Leather comes in the form of hides. Usually the hide from a cow is used for the upholstery. When you want to buy a leather cowhide, you can only buy a whole or half a hide. So let's calculate how much is needed for this chair. The average American cowhide has about 5 square meters. We have to make a cutting plan to see how much of the measured pieces can fit inside the hide. When I measured the chair, I measured the bigger pieces first, the arms, the back and the seat. The smaller pieces, like the sides of the back and the piping, you can possibly cut from the remains of the hide. As you can see, the bigger pieces fit inside a single hide. However, I still need the sides of the seat, the sides of the back and all the piping. So a single hide is not enough. I will need 1.5 hide. Let's disassemble the chair. We have to remove the seat frame, remove all the staples and unscrew the bolts that hold the arms. The arm covers were held tight with glued wooden dowels. I had some trouble removing these, but luckily the second arm did not resist as much. I had to use a lot of force on the first arm cover, so much that it broke halfway. I put some glue in there and then I put a clamp on it. Now it's time to copy the old leather covers with the new leather. First, make notes on the leather to make sure that you don't get confused later on. Prevent this by having a reference. Then take the leather covers apart with a seam ripper. The easiest way to copy the covers is to trace the old pieces. But be aware that leather stretches by extensive usage. Especially the seat could be stretched out quite a lot. So if you trace it exactly, you could end up with a seat that is far too loose. One way of knowing if the cover could end up too loose is to measure the cushion of the seat or measure the space between the arms. That way you can adjust the size if needed. And now that we have cut all the pieces, it is time for sewing. Remember to use a leather needle. These needles are a little firmer and have a larger cutting blade on them. If you use regular needles, they can easily break. Now that we are done sewing, let's see how the new covers will fit. The back of the chair seems a little caved in. I will have a look at it later. First, I want to try the seat cover. The polyether of the back was prolapsed. I glued it back in place and put a little extra fiber fill on it. And finally the arms. Pulling all the wrinkles out costs a lot of strength. It takes a lot of rubbing and pulling to make the arms smooth. I will shoot some anchor staples first so the cover stays in place before I shoot the final staples. Pay notice that the placement of the staples in the front stay behind the arm covers so you won't see them when putting the arm covers back. I hammer down the leather to make it a little more flat so it won't push the arm covers out. Then I put glue on and around the dowels and put it in place. I will leave the arms to dry overnight to make sure that they are secure in place. When all the covers are in place and stapled down, we can reassemble the chair. Zip the seat back on and finally put the seat frame back in place. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching.